All right, guys. Well, welcome to your geometry final exam. This video will be posted on Monday, May 11th. The test is due by the end of the day on Tuesday, May 12th. Okay, I'm posting this a day early so that you have the opportunity, if you'd like to take it and get it done with, you may. I have made it as simple as possible. Technically, all of the questions have some sort of a multiple choice other than the proofs at the very bottom, and even those I've adjusted a little bit to make them a little simpler. What I have done with this test is I have made it so that if you get them all correct, you have made 105%, okay? And then those extra points will go towards boosting your overall grade. Okay, so it's kind of like extra credit built into the final exam. If when we take these and I see the final grades, if I feel that it's necessary to allow you to take an extra credit quiz to boost your grade, I will let you know. But at this point, I've kind of already worked in some extra credit into your test there. So do your best to get them all as correct as you can. As I said, most all of them are multiple choice of some sort, okay? So it should be fairly easy to accomplish. Now, let me reiterate this fact that this is a closed book test, okay? So at this point, you need to close up your notes and you need to close up your geometry book and you need to push everything away from you so that all you have by you is your piece of paper and your pencil, okay? And what I want from you is I want you to put at the top of that sheet that you'll be submitting to me your name, the date, and somewhere at the top write final exam, okay? And then when you submit that, what I want is the number for the question and your answer, okay? Most of them are lettered, so all I need is really your letter grade if you want to write the answer next, or not grade, but your letter answer. In other words, option A, B, C, or D, just put A or B or C or D. If you want to put the complete answer next to the letter that you've chosen, you can, but all I really need is the number and the letter for the answer that you've chosen, okay? I don't need you to write out every single question. I just need the number and your answer, okay? So that's how we're going to do this. Now, I am going to take a minute and just walk through the whole final exam with you here, and then you can pause it and submit your answers for each section. As I said before, this will be due by the end of the day on Tuesday, April 12th, okay? Oh my goodness. Tuesday, May 12th, okay? I may be unavailable at some points during the day. I have an appointment that I'll have to go to, but if you have questions, please submit them via text, and as soon as I become available, I will answer those questions. I would rather you ask questions than to just assume you know and move on, okay? There's a better chance that you'll get it correct if you at least shoot the question to me, and I will tell you whether or not I can answer them. And so on, okay? So again, I will have this posted on Monday, May 11th, but it will be due by the end of the day on Tuesday, May 12th, okay? So let's take some time and just walk through your final exam here. We start off with quite a large sometimes, always, never section, okay? Now, I've gone over all of these with you and let you know which ones are correct that you've been studying, which ones are incorrect. So please take your time and answer appropriately. There's several of them. So let's start at number 1. 2 points, sometimes, always, or never determine one and only one straight line. Okay, sometimes, always, and never. Number 2, if the endpoint of a line segment, if the endpoints of a line segment are on a circle, the segment is sometimes, always, or never a diameter. Number 3, a quadrilateral sometimes, always, or never has one diagonal. Number 4, if 2 lines are parallel to the same line, then they are sometimes, always, or never parallel to each other. Number 5, if 2 lines are cut by a transversal so that the alternate interior angles are equal, the corresponding angles are sometimes, always, or never equal. Number 6. The bisectors of a pair of corresponding angles of two lines cut by a transversal are sometimes, always, never parallel to each other. Number 7. The sides of a circumscribed equilateral triangle are sometimes, always, or never bisected at the points of contact to the circle. Number 8. If two chords of a circle bisect each other, both chords are sometimes, always, or never diameters. Number 9. A line that is perpendicular to the tangent of a circle at the point of contact will sometimes, always, or never pass through the center of the circle. Number 10. An inscribed angle of a circle is sometimes, always, or never equal to the measure of the arc it subtends. Number 11. An angle inscribed in a minor arc is sometimes, always, or never acute. Number 12. If A to B is equal to C to D, then D to B is equal to A to C, can sometimes, always, or never be obtained by performing transformations. In number 13, in triangles ABC and RST, if A to B is equal to R to C, and angle C is equal to angle T, then the triangles ABC and RST are congruent. Are sometimes, always, or never congruent. Number 14, two triangles that are equal are sometimes, always, or never congruent. Number 15, if two polygons have the same number of sides, then they are sometimes, always, or never similar. Number 16, if the number of degrees in an angle is y, then its complement is sometimes, always, or never 180 degrees minus y. Number 17, the perimeter of a regular polygon of n sides inscribed in a circle is sometimes, always, or never less than the circumference of the circle. N is any integer greater than 0 and less than infinity. Okay, so those are your sometimes, always, or never questions. The next section is true and false. This true and false section is based upon the given information in the rectangle located on the left and uses the diagram of the two circles on the right. Okay, so all of our true and false questions refer to this. Our given is the two circles at the right have the same center at point O. AD is the diameter of the larger circle, and AD intersects the smaller circle at B and C. OF is the radius of the larger circle and intersects the smaller circle at point E. Okay, we're going to use this diagram for the following true and false questions. Number 1, or in this case 20. The number of angle degrees in angle FOD is equal to the number of arc degrees in arc EC. True or false? Number 21. Angle FOD is an inscribed angle. Angle FOD is an inscribed angle. True or false? Number 22. Angle AOF is the complement of angle EOC. True or false? Number 23. If arc EC is less than 90 degrees, then angle AOF is obtuse. True or false? Number 24. Arc AF is the same length as arc BE. True or false? Number 25. The two circles are concentric. True or false? And that is your true and false section. Okay, the following is you have to find the measurements of all of these. Your options are all of these options from A through Y. It will be one of these. These options can be used more than once, and not all the options will be used at any point. Okay, so this is based on, in our circle O of our diagram, arc AD, okay, is 110 degrees, and angle COD is 110 degrees, okay? So that information is already in our given, and using that information, we're then going to find angle BOC, ADB, DAQ, CPD, arc AB, and arc CD. All these options will be, the answers for all of these will be one of these options, A through Y. Okay, so you can answer those following questions, 26 through 31. And then 32 through 34 will use this diagram of the parallelogram here. For numbers 32 through 34, refer to parallelogram ABCD. Each problem is unique. That is, number 33 and 34 have nothing to do with number 32. So each question is individual and based using the diagram of the parallelogram ABCD. Okay, and I just noticed this here. Let me move this over. Excuse me. I got my thing blocking the answers. Okay, excuse me for that. And I'm sorry it overlaps there. I should have caught that. But so all I need here is your answers. Okay, you don't have to rewrite your parallelogram on your the sheet that you're submitting. I just need your answers. Okay, so 32 through 34, we're going to use this diagram here, ABCD, and with your angles 1, 2, 3, and 4 to answer those. All right, the next section is multiple choice. Okay, the altitude, number 35, the altitude of an equilateral triangle with a side of 16 inches is what? Okay, number 35. Okay, sorry about that. I just want to double check that. Okay, so the altitude of an equilateral triangle with a side of 16 inches is what? Okay, let me just real quickly draw you this little diagram that we have here. Yeah. Okay, a diagram that goes with number 35. We have an equilateral triangle. This is 16, which PS makes this 8. So what is the altitude of the equilateral triangle? Okay. Now, number 36, the area enclosed by an arc of a circle and the chord of the arc is what? Okay, the area enclosed by an arc of a circle and the chord of the arc is what? Number 37. Two regular octagons have perimeters of 2 inches and 8 inches. If the smaller has an area of 16 square inches, that should be square, not SP. Okay, then the larger area, or the larger has an area of what? Okay, let me repeat that. Two regular octagons have perimeters of 2 inches and 8 inches. If the smaller has an area of 16 square inches, then the larger has an area of what? Okay, number next. By the way, this one is based on theorem number 74. Okay, and I believe I gave you before the formula for this, but let me write it on here just so that you have it. Okay, we have two regular octagons. We're looking for perimeters. Okay, so this will look like this. Our formula will look like this. The perimeter of 1 over the perimeter of 2 equals P1 squared over P2 squared. Okay, these being the perimeters okay, of the octagons, and we're looking for the areas, which is this, okay? So we're plugging in our known information. We already have the area of the smaller, okay, which is this, P1, okay? And we have the perimeters of 2 and 8, okay? So the top one is the smaller one, the bottom one is the larger one, and we're trying to find the area then of the larger on that. So that's your formula to figure that out there. Hopefully that's a little bit more of a help. Okay, number 38. The hypotenuse of a right triangle is 10 and one leg is 6. The other leg is what? Okay, this goes back to the formula that we will use for finding the hypotenuse of a right triangle. Now you'll have to readjust this formula, the formula being c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Since we already know what c squared is, you're going to have to rearrange it to find b squared, okay? And then, of course, you'll be square rooting that to find what b is, all right? But that is that c squared equals a squared plus b squared, okay? So I'll write that on there. This is c squared equals a squared plus b squared. We know what the hypotenuse is, that's c, and we know what one of the legs is. Let's call that a. So we're looking for b, okay? So we have to rearrange our formula so that we can find what b is rather than what c is, okay? And remember, we can't have the squared answer, so you have to square root both sides at the end so that we do not have a squared answer, okay? So just keeping that in mind, okay, since we're looking for b, since the formula calls for b squared rather than b, and we're looking for what b is, not b squared, okay? Number 39, if a regular hexagon has a side 12 inches long, its area is what? Okay, so what is the formula for a hexagon? Okay, and we should know this, but I'll write it in here just for your sake. Okay, a regular hexagon has a side of 12 inches long, and its area is what? So the formula for this then is the area equals 1/2, okay, a P. Okay, so that's the formula you're going to be using to find the answer for that one. Okay, and we will, excuse me, you'll just have to work on that one. I think I had one that was similar like that on your study sheet. I can't remember, but just the same, that's what that is. Okay, so we have, that is your multiple choice section. Here is our second multiple choice section, and this is based on these two parallel lines with the transversal, okay? Remember, when we have the two parallel lines and transversal, we've got our alternate interior, our exterior, our corresponding, and so on and so forth. We also have complementary and supplementary angles that we're talking about. So that's what 40 through 44 will refer to, is this drawing right here with the two parallel lines and the transversal. So number 40 says angles 1 and 5 are what? Okay, 1 and 5 are what? All right, angles 2 and 5 are what? Okay, using your multiple choice. Number 42, angles 4 and 8. Okay, 4 and 8 are what? What kind of angles? Number 43, 3 and 6. 3 and 6. Okay, what kind of angles are those? And then number 44, angles 5 and 8. Okay, what kind of angles are those? And then, oh, I just noticed something here. Let's see, 5 and 8. Mommy. Yes, okay. So number 44 is 5 and 8. Then number 45, okay, and this no longer refers to our two parallel lines, but we have if two sides of a parallelogram are 4 inches and 8 inches in length and have a 30-degree angle between them, the area of the parallelogram is what? We're just simply looking for the area. I put the formula right there for you. You're just plugging in your known info and solving, okay? And then the last part here, hold on just a minute. My daughter opened the door. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm out of town and the kids are crazy right now. The last section then is our proofs section, okay? And I've taken the liberty and filled in some of the slots for you, so it's a little easier. But here are your proofs here. The first one, we have AD is a straight line, okay? AE is equal to DB. AC is equal to DF. And angle A is equal to angle D. We're trying to prove that angle C is equal to angle F. Okay, now these are the basic proofs that I put on your study sheets, so we should be fairly familiar with them. But here is your 6 steps for that, and I've taken the liberty of filling some of those in for you. So that is the first one. The second one, I've got 47.2. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, our given is AB is equal to AC, okay, and then angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Okay, we're trying to prove that angle B is equal to angle C. All right, and here's your 7 steps, and I filled in quite a bit of them for you, and you can fill in the blanks there. Okay, the next one, okay, our last one, number 48. AB and CD bisect each other, okay? We're proving that AC is equal to BD and AC is parallel to BD, okay? Notice we have vertical angles there, which would make it a lot easier to solve, okay? And the last step there falls on the next page there. So that is number 48. Okay, so all in all, that is your final exam. Fairly easy. Most all of it is multiple choice. Okay, so you at least have a 1 in 4 chance of getting them correct, or in this case, a 1 in a lot of chance to get them correct. But that is that. All right, guys. That is your final exam. Again, here's page 1. And take some time, and all I need is the number of the question and then the letter for your answer. Okay, so on your sometimes, always, never, all I need is 1 and either A, S, or N. Okay, 2, A, S, or N, depending on what the answer is. Okay, so that's your first page there with your sometimes, always, never. And then we have our true and false section with our diagram. And the numbers there that follow. By the way, these little black lines here have nothing to do with this, okay, so don't worry about that. That was just to tie that in there. I was going to take those out and I didn't, but there's your diagram and your true and false questions that follow that. And then, of course, your degrees question, where you will need to take the given information and determine the degrees of each angle or arc listed there. And then those last 3 that deal with that parallelogram ABCD, okay? And then your multiple choice section with the different formulas and things to find those out or to solve those. And then your 2 parallel lines with the transversal and the questions that deal with those, okay? So give you a chance to fill all those out and submit all of your answers to me before the end of the day on Tuesday, May 12th. Okay, as I said, I will be somewhat busy on May 12th. However, please submit your questions via text and I will answer them when I can. And hopefully I will not be busy all day long, but I will at least give you credit. If I'm not able to get back to you, I will at least give you credit for those if you had a question and I could not answer it at the time. But I should be able to at least get back to you before the end of the day on Tuesday. Now, again, you are able to take this test on Monday if you'd like to take it early. I know some of you just want to take it and get it over with. You're welcome to. I'll have this posted on Monday, and you can take some time and fill that out. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today, and that's pretty much it for the rest of the year. So if you take that, that's it. You're done with geometry. And as far as I'm concerned, even with this test, I believe everybody has passed the class. It would be very difficult at this point to fail it, so congratulations on that. Like I said, after I review this, I'll take it person by person and see if an extra credit quiz is even necessary. Some of you are already running over 100% in the class, so you probably don't even need it. But for those of you who may be teetering on that F, then I will allow you an opportunity to take an extra credit if it's necessary. Okay, so we'll examine where we're at this point after the test, and I'll contact you individually to talk to you about an extra credit if that's something you want to do. All right, so take some time and fill all this out, and we'll move forward from there. All in all, you guys have done really well this year, and I'm looking forward to closing out the class. And as I said, pretty much all of you have passed, at least this quarter, have passed this quarter pretty easily. And even without this test, you'll probably pass the quarter. We'll still have to average everything together and see where we stand for the year. But all in all, you guys have done really, really well. I'm really proud of you. So good luck. Close up your books, close up your notes, and do your best on the test, and we'll move forward from there. And I'll contact you if I think that we may need to send out or allow you a chance to take an extra credit quiz for that. All right, guys, that's it, and have fun with it. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.